everybody, welcome back to FurnaceClans. So, I'm trying out a new external sound card, and you're going to hear a lot of artifacts is my guess, because I can't seem to get the gain quite straight. Right now I've got the gain turned up to 9, and when I stuff this thing into Premiere Pro, I end up having to do a 20 decibel improvement on it just so you can hear me. Yay. In other news, my teeth are healing. I figure next week when I actually get a decent meal in me, I may actually get a sense of humor and some calmness again instead of trying to chew on my desktop. But in the meanwhile, I figure y'all will enjoy a bit of an angry rant at my fort. So, right now I have 2 idiot children starving and dehydrating down inside the dig for the, what's it? Oh, wait, that may be my fault. Yeah, because they're standing on blocks, but up here it's telling me they have open space instead of a floor. Somebody want to tell me how the heck that happens? Alright, let's build these children something. No wonder they're annoyed. Alright, let's put in 2 floors there. We'll put in a floor there. We'll remove the downstairs designations there. I have no idea why I need floors when down here I have walls. But you know what? That's just the way it goes sometimes. I took out the stairways, now they've got open space. In other news, I have the Eternal War. Lefty's left hand and... who was it? India are having the Eternal War down here, and they're just spamming the crap out of me in my reports and combat reports and everything else. I'm thinking I'm going to go down there and kill them because I can, just to make them shut up. They have gotten to that level of hyper annoyance for me. We are cleaning out the OMG. It is taking ages. I'm still getting this item inaccessible thing. I don't know where it's from. I can only assume it's a corpse somewhere or a burned down tree or something like that, because I certainly have everywhere that these dwarves normally go covered. If we come down here, I've been building out new bedrooms because, well, we've been running out of space. Our bedroom area was getting pretty significant, and so I'm building out 3 new tiers of bedrooms. I'm going to do the whole common bedroom with private cabinets and chest routine again. I think it's 2, 4, 6, set 4. So 16 per layer. So I'll be adding in 48 more bedrooms to this place. That should give us a decent amount. So we've got our 2. Oh, I'm sorry, I built 2 layers. So 32 bedrooms. That should be enough. Up here, we're still waiting to engrave the king's room because my engraver, Tomato Priest, is still working over on this area. He was doing... Oh, wait. He was actually... whoops. Wrong place. He's been smoothing down here for the new bedrooms just so that they're all done first. So he's slowly but surely getting some abilities. If we go to his labor... let's see. If I sort... he has gotten up to... Where's his engraving? There you are. He's at C. So we're working it up. When it gets to, when it gets past E, and he goes to the last set, VWXYZ, yeah, so it starts at V. We'll actually have him start doing the engraving up in the king's room, but we're still letting him smooth stuff out so he knows what he's doing when he gets there. And meanwhile, we're getting our furniture installed and things like that. Otherwise, down here, we did finish sealing up the pit, except for one small area where it's underneath adamantium, and I'm not ready to crack that yet. But I don't think that this area is going to cause a problem to seal up, except for that one, because that's over SMR. So that's going to be one of those little ladder places that we'll have to dig into and clean out. Other than that, over here, in theory, this is on top of SMR, but my water is holding itself steady, so I'm not sure what's going to happen here when I actually release the water. We'll see what occurs. Other than that, we're just kind of chilling out. Up here on the surface, I left it sealed up. It's gonna stay sealed up until my citizens hit 137, 138, somewhere in there, and I've got the OMG going. And hopefully, when my king shows up, he doesn't end up going into the OMG and dying like a punk. I'll probably have to leave the migrant entry open for him, and hopefully he won't go through it. We'll see how well that goes. So that's where FurnaceClans is at. I'll bring it back for anything interesting that comes up. So I just want to show you guys something which just boggles my mind. Oh yeah, and I tried my condenser microphone, which theoretically has better gain. Yeah, unless you want to hear somebody drop pennies in a store in another state, I can't use that yet. But anyway, if you'll take a look at here, I've got diorite blocks hanging in open space. Not falling down, because they've got nowhere to go, just hanging out in open space. So the dwarves can't walk there, but the bricks won't fall down. Oh boy. Well, it looked like something interesting happened. While I've been sitting here waiting for them to move one item out of my way so I can build the bridge to save the children, one of them died of starvation. So this other child is probably going to die as well, and we're going to have to go get rid of these two corpses. Yay. And now one starving child, rezzed as the undead, is about to kill another one. So I'm about to have two of them down there that I'm going to have to kill off. This should be interesting. Right now, as far as I can tell, I don't even have anybody... Oh, no, somebody is coming to build the bridge, so maybe he'll shoot them. What I'm probably going to need to do is move a small team of archers down here, but there's not a lot of room for them to work. I think I can post them up here, so... let's call down a squad. We'll bring down the iron. Move them to the edge here. And we'll see if we can't keep these kids pinned down and dead until we can get their corpses out of here and thrown into a pit. Well, the iron arrows have arrived, or at least one of them did. Shot up the corpse and left. Unfortunately, someone decided to cancel building the bridge, so we're still waiting on that. So this is going to be an endless cycle of bring back the bowmen, build the bridge, bring back the bowmen, build the bridge, so on and so forth. What are you doing? You're going to melt the metal object, you're going to station. So we're going to have to keep these kids pinned down until we can get them out of there. Unfortunately, we don't have any lava exposed, otherwise I'd do a dump down here, which would be preferable, actually. Actually, you know what? I could expose some lava. Yeah, this should be safe. We'll have them dig that one out, and then we'll dig a channel down after we get the adamantium out of the way. So I've got a few people up here who are just watching the dead children and making sure they don't get into trouble. So the iron arrows have arrived, and I just realized something. They're sitting in open space as well, so I didn't extend the bridge out enough. So once they finish building this bridge, I'll have to build another bridge on the far side so that they can get themselves put together, and we can get underneath them so that we can get them out of there. So with our first bridge built, now we're going to have to add in another one. Now, we've got a bit of a problem in that I can't use the local diorite blocks because I can't reach them because they're under open spaces. So what we're going to do is we're going to go use some blocks from upstairs. I'll apply 2 marble blocks to that. And hopefully they can keep the kids pinned down while we build it. Now I do have another option for dealing with these floating items. And that would be to come down here and dig out the obsidian and turn these into a bunch of ramps. And start channeling out this next layer down, which has possibilities. What I think I'll do... let me find an actual land location. Whoops. Okay, that's sand floor. We'll channel that, which will bring me down here, and then from here I'll be able to channel over. And we'll see where that gets us. Yeah, did I say I want to build channels there? No, I don't. Channels go down to here. I don't want to build channels. I want to build ramps. There we go. See if I can get things pointed in the right direction, huh? So, that's interesting. One of my little undead guys, who spawned up here, he was on open space. But apparently the marble bridge has been built. I didn't even notice. So he decided to get up and start making a run for it, and he's getting shot at. In the meanwhile, we're gonna set this guy up for a dump. We haven't taken the adamantium away from this location yet. So I don't want to dig a dump hole there, so we're going to carry these guys up eventually. We're going to see how well this falls out. Looks like they killed him. So we're going to dump that corpse as well. Interestingly enough, it looks like it got some... Oh no, that's dwarf blood, not magma. Okay. But this is very interesting. If I take a look at the bridge, it needs architecture. Yet when I come in here, it says I have a marble bridge over open space. That's weird. I don't even know how that got there. Dwarf Fortress does it again? I don't even know what to say to that. Now, one of the biggest problems is, because I've got this constant combat report going on from the undead versus my forgotten beast, I have to sit here and watch this guy to make sure that the undead doesn't pop on him. And apparently I have a dump down here at my magma fill. Well, that works out nicely. At least I don't have to haul this guy all the way upstairs. And there we go. One corpse down. And we're waiting for these ramps to build out. Well, looks like we did. And the adamantine got picked up, so I'm gonna put in a zone there as a garbage dump. And we're gonna keep building our ramps over in that general direction too. And in case we can't get the bridge built fast enough, hopefully we can build the ramp and drop the corpse down in time. Oh, looks like, oh, no, he just ran over and grabbed a brick. Never mind. So hopefully we can get this guy out of there. So I don't know where, I don't know how, but apparently this marble bridge that doesn't exist managed to let one of my guys run over, grab the corpse, and dump it. I wasn't paying attention because I didn't think he was going to be able to, so I just wasn't watching. But it looks like we've gotten rid of both of our corpses, and my citizen count really it has a net change of 0 because when the 2 kids got killed, I ended up with 2 new babies. So no real big deal. And we'll just let this continue to process. I still need to dig out this area underneath, so we're going to continue doing that as time goes on. But nothing particular that you guys need to pay attention to for this part. This is more just me getting everything figured out and cleaned up down here and getting ready to go for the next level down. So I will bring you guys back on the next interesting bit. So I've gone through, we've cleaned up the dig pit, got all our blocks and stuff like that out of there, and all that's left are these 2 magma flow locations that seem to be frustrating. Like this one's a magma flow. I've got some diorite blocks in there, and under here theoretically I've got some magma flow in there too. So we've got curiosity here. What we're gonna do, well, we need to do a couple of things. First, we're going to dig a downward stairway over the flow. As long as I'm at it, we'll dig some channels there, going down into this little lava area for when we flood it. And next, we're going to have to release this water over here. I'm not sure what it's going to do yet. We're going to find out. But as you can see, up here, I've got open space across the tops of it. Yet down here, I've got obsidian. I'm not sure what I want to do with this yet. We're going to let this dig out first, get that exposed and figured out, and then we'll work on down here. So I think what I'm going to have to do is I'm going to have a miner come in, dig that out, and run. So we've dug out our pit over our last magma here on this level. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to dig an upward ramp here, I think. And there it goes. Okay, so the water spilled out. You still think you're a magma flow, which is very curious. All right, it doesn't look like it actually is a magma flow anymore, even though it's listing like that up in the upper right. Because if we come down one, yep, we are theoretically on top of SMR there. There's no stairway there or anything. I'm not sure what's going on. We're going to let that sit for a couple minutes, let all the water... Ah, there it goes. All the water's evaporated. It's a very confused magma flow, apparently. Alright, so let's do something here. Build construction. We want a downward stair. We're going to want to put it there. Okay, so we're going to put a floor here. I don't know what I just built that out of, but whatever. And then we'll build a downward stair over it, and I don't know what to do with that. Actually, I wonder if I can floor it. Let's try flooring it. Let's see if that helps. Because if that works, fine, I'm good to go. Because it's not like I'm digging into SMR anyway. And then what we're going to have to do is we're going to have to flood out again to clear this. And once that's cleared out, we'll put in a downward stair, we'll clean off this magma flow here, and we'll be able to work on this zone. I've already got the floodgate involved here on this level. And this should be the spire. That's going to be the last area I probably crack. Not sure how I want to set up my defenses to deal with the spire. I'll get back to you on that. So we're going to wait for our floor to be built, and then we're going to flood this zone again. In other news, while we're waiting for the pit at the adamantine to finish filling out, our OMG is finally cleared out. It took ages. We have got so much goblinite at this point. If I take a look at the bars, which is enough to actually stall my game out whenever I come into the bars menu. I've got 7,400 iron bars. I've got 3,400 and change in bronze. Another 2,200 and change in tin. So we've got tons of metal. We've got plenty of goblinite. I've been working on building out some soap, but that's a different problem. So we've got plenty there. I'm going to start looking at refilling up the OMG. However, to do that, I'm going to have to erase, what do you call it? The burrow that's across the OMG so that we don't end up with accidents. So this will take a bit, but I will bring you back. And the OMG has started to refill, so that'll get filled up eventually while we continue to screw around downstairs. So down here, we've completed our floor. So that should work out. Now we need to flood this zone and get this to fill in so that we can stick a stairway here and kill off the magma flow that's there. So if we come up here, I forget which one which. Okay, I believe we want to pull that one, and we'll start the flood out. I've got some job item that can't be found. I have no idea where it is. It doesn't really matter. I get that spam a lot. I'm just poking around looking to see if any of my carts got jammed up. They shouldn't. I'm just being careful. Careful? I'm being careful. That's a new one. Yeah, it doesn't look like we got any problems going on down here. This is down at the magma layer for anybody who hasn't seen the earlier video of creating the OMG fill. And it's a giant impulse elevator setup that goes all the way up to here, which is our OMG entry. And from there, it's basically a spike trap and minecart that keeps beating people up. It's the only way to get rid of the undead is by melting them down. What item are they looking for? That's going to drive me buggy. It doesn't really matter, I suppose. Let's see what's going on down here. Okay, we've got our water starting to drain in. So that needs to fill up down here and then come up to this layer to be able to get into there. And while that fills in with water, we'll have to try and put a stairway in underneath it. So that's going to take a bit. I'll bring it back here in a bit. Well, that's actually going to fill up for a while, and so is the OMG. So this is probably a good place to stop this episode of FurnaceClans. So as always, guys, thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.